adding multimedia content to your slides is something you'll probably do all of the time. There's a main way to do this is through the insert menu. And if we just quickly look through what the options are here, most of these will be familiar to you. Things like lines and word art, shapes and tables and charts. They're all the places to put these in. But we're going to concentrate on putting in images, sound and video files. And so we're going to look at images first. And at the top of the list here, we can see that upload from the computer is the first option. And this is if your image file is stored on your computer hard drive and you can upload it from there. So this might be your Chromebook storage space, or it might be your work laptop, but any image file like a JPEG or a PNG will be uploaded by this method, and it will be inserted into your slide. The second thing is to search the web, and this brings up this little side console here, which is a Google Images search. And the really nice thing about this is that when you search for images and find a picture that you want, all of these images have already been cleared through copyright for the Google for Education program. So what that means is pupils can use these images without the risk of infringing copyright. So if I just put a picture in, I click on it, and I could select multiple pictures if I wanted to put images in, and then just click insert. And it brings in the picture, and it's there ready to be used. I can resize the picture using the different corners. If you use the side square resizer, then you'll squash the image, which starts to make it look a bit odd. So that is how to put in images from Google search that are free from copyright. You can also put pictures in that are stored in your Google Drive. So if you have images stored in folders there, you can put them straight in. And likewise, if you use Google's Google Photo offering, then you can put your photos in from there as well. If you know the URL, so that's the Universal Resource Locator, the web address for a picture online, then you can also embed a picture that has a link to it. And finally, if you've got a device with a camera on, such as a Chromebook, you could take a picture of yourself or of a piece of work and add that into your slides as well. So the camera option is quite useful there. So that's images and how you might add an image into Google Slides. The next thing we're going to look at is audio, and this will search your drive for audio. You need to store your audio in Google Drive before you upload it. So if it's somewhere else, you need to put it in Google Drive first and then upload it. Now, frustratingly, the folder structure for your files in Google Drive isn't present when you're looking for audio files, and so it's just a list of all your audio files, and you may have many of these, and it might take some time to go and find what you really want. But the simplest way is probably to search for the audio file if you know the name of it. Likewise, if you use the recent tab here, if your file has been created recently, then it'll be at the top of the list, so that might be another quick way to find it. And you can also search within shared drives as well for audio files. So I'm just going to put in one of my files here, and it's this Dashing White Sergeant track, and it pops in a little speaker icon, and that's got the play button. So if a pupil is looking at the slides like this, they can just play it straight out by clicking it like this. If you're in full screen mode, so slideshow mode, then the icon is still there, and if you hover over it with your mouse, you get to click on it and play the audio file. I'm just going to go back into normal mode. Now there's a number of options with audio playback. You can have it so you click on the audio file in either this mode or in slideshow mode and to get it to play, or you can change it to automatic so that it plays as soon as this slide is presented. So if it's in slideshow mode, it would automatically start the audio file. You can change the volume on this if you think that's necessary, and when you're in presentation mode, you might hide the icon. So that it doesn't appear. So what that means is if you'd have to have it automatically playing, and then you could hide the icons. If I click on this, then I get this option to hide the icon. Just going to leave it on click for now. You can loop the audio, which means it will repeat once it's got to the end and start again and keep going until you move to a different slide. And you can get it to stop on slide change. So for instance, if the audio file is longer than the time you spend on that slide, then you can then get it to stop when you change to the next one. So those are the options for that. And you can change the size of this icon or make it smaller, and you can put it anywhere on the page. So that's audio files. We're just going to have a quick look at video files now, and the same issue as before is present for video files. They have to be stored in my drive. They also don't have the folder structure present, so you need to either know the name of the file, search for the name of the file, or if you're in your recent part of this, then you can find the file that way. If you've edited it recently, it'll be at the top of the list here. So I'm just going to pop in one of these videos, and you'll see that it fills in the screen. You can change the size of that using the squares. Again, by using the sides, you'll squash it in a way that's not what you want. Some of the video playback options for this are similar to the audio ones. You can play on click. So in full screen mode, you would click on this anywhere on the screen and it would start playing. Or you can play automatically, so that it would play as the slide progresses and from one to another, and it would start when the new slide starts. Or you can play manual, so you'd have to actually go and click on the play button on the actual file. So you could click anywhere else on the slide and it wouldn't start the video. If your video is quite long, but there's a short section in it you'd like to draw your pupils' attention to, and you know the time of the start and the end of that part, you can enter the numbers here, and so it will only play the part that you're actually wanting your pupils to concentrate on. And finally, you can turn the sound off so that it's just the visual side of the video that is playing. You can also add videos from YouTube. So I've just gone back at that moment. I was in the Google Drive option just there, so I've just gone back to the overall one. You can search YouTube here. This would be for the title of a YouTube video, or even the code associated with a YouTube video, so you could paste them in there if you knew what it was and search for it. So for instance, if I look at Google Slides and search for that, I'll find lots of tutorials and videos in YouTube for that, and I can just select one of those and it'll embed that image into the slide like usual. If I just do this for you, you can see that the same playback options exist for the YouTube video as well. So that's adding sound, audio, video and moving pictures, and we've also looked at adding YouTube videos and images as well to your slides.